What's going on today, guys? This is Crossing the Line with Dev, and I'm here with my good friend Jamie. You've seen him on the podcast plenty of times. He'll probably be on the podcast plenty of more times. But today, we don't have a ton of news to talk about. Remember, the NBA season just concluded. We're going into MLB All Star break. The NFL is still just doing training camp, nothing crazy. And then we'll round it off with just some movie talk, some TV talk, all that like we usually do. So we will start with just the NBA news that's happened. A lot of trades, a lot of people signing with teams, and we're gonna start off with a big one. Remember, Damian Lillard had MVP-like seasons, gets
hmm
traded to the Bucks. The Bucks underperform. He has a blood clotting issue that people thought was going to end his career. It didn't.
Yeah.
He comes back in the playoffs after two games, tears his Achilles after coming back from the blood clot issue. And guess what the
Oh
Bucks
man,
do to pay him back? They waived him. So
it's like,
he
get
is
the
no
fuck out of
longer
here.
a Milwaukee Buck. How
That
do you
shit's
feel
so.
about that, bro?
Honestly, I just feel bad for fucking Damien, bro. Like
Yeah.
you finally fucking get past your blood clotting shit, or at least get it under control. You get back on there. You get back on the court. Fucking 2 games in, you're feeling good, starting to get in your rhythm, and then you fucking tear your Achilles.
Dude,
And then cherry on top, your team says, "Hey man, you're gone." By the way,
can
that's
it get
so fucked.
worse?
Nah,
That's like
that's
literally every bad
that's
event that could have occurred
yeah.
happened
That's like if
outside of him
NBA
like dying,
if
knock
NBA had
on
a
wood.
rock bottom, that would be it.
Yeah. Or Jordan playing for the Wizards.
Yeah, the fuck you.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I honestly just feel bad for Lillard in this position. Like I understand the Bucks position where it's like we're paying him a lot of money. He's gonna be out an entire year. He was just out practically a year with his blood clot issues, like,
Yeah.
and they don't know what's gonna happen with Giannis. But it doesn't mean we don't feel like awful for Damian Lillard. I'm sure a team
hmm
will pick him up because it's Damian Lillard. It's
hmm
like Jordan could have played until he was 60 just because he was Jordan type shit. But it's like, yeah, I feel
Dude,
bad.
it's so fucked up, dude.
It is
It's
fucked
like
up.
I can't imagine even like being in that situation even a little bit. Like that's
It's the moment you
ass.
realize it's actually a business. Like
Yeah,
these teams
yeah.
are in it to make money, and if you're not gonna make them money, well, guess what? You're not on our team anymore.
hmm
Another Bucks, not Bucks, he was on the Bucks, but another storyline. Michael Beasley, who actually played really well this last season for the Pistons, helped him become a playoff team, is getting looked at by the FBI for placing bets on his
I didn't
own. You didn't see that?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's
You
getting
think you
looked at by
think
the
he
FBI.
you think he can blame it on his interpreter?
No, no, he speaks English. But no, I mean, that's crazy. To get looked at by the FBI means they like somebody else has already looked at it and they sent it over to the FBI and they're like, well, we need to see if he was like fixing his own games because he was betting on his own team while he was playing.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. The FBI? He could go to like,
I
I don't know
like
if, can you go to jail for that?
Oh, 100%. It's illegal if you're playing on a game or playing in a game or playing for a team, you cannot bet for that team or bet on that game. It's
But I
illegal.
don't know if it's like illegal in the sense that you're going to go to jail. I think it's illegal for like whatever sport you're playing. Like they'll just kick you out of the league type shit. I don't
No,
think you'll get arrested.
I think you can go to jail.
You can go to jail for fixing games.
Yeah.
Shit.
There's no I mean
Well,
I'll look it up real quick, but I'm like 95%
yeah,
sure.
look it up because I don't know, to be honest. I always thought it was legit like you just get kicked out of the league. That's crazy. If Michael Beasley goes to jail for like betting on his own team and fixing games, it'd be like the fucking old Yankees team that they always talk about fixing games.
Mhm. Well, you see the guy came out and he was talking about that and he said the reason he did it is because if there was money on the line, he would play harder. He
Yeah,
said it
but
was like a huge motivator.
but I can see it from that point, but it's like imagine if you were betting on yourself and then
Mhm.
causing the
So
team to lose so you make money.
jail is possible but not guaranteed. Betting on one's own team could potentially lead to criminal charges, particularly if it involves match fixing or manipulating game outcomes.
Wow.
So if he was match fixing, he's fucked.
I'm assuming like that's the worst case scenario. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
no out, but I'm assuming
But
most times that
FBI,
happens there's like a fine. Yeah, but FBI,
FBI, come on
they're
now.
fucking definitely reading his texts and
Oh
shit.
fuck yeah,
That's
dude.
crazy, dude. So I don't. I'm pretty sure the team like is kind of waiting, but I'm assuming he'll probably just get dropped from
Mm-hmm.
the team. Can't come back from that.
No, dude. Ugh. That's be be happy with the $55 million you have, brother.
Shit.
Like, come
Yeah,
on.
he's betting on like three. He's betting to make like $3,000. About to go to fucking jail over $3,000.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's an addiction. We've all been through it.
That's just
But
crazy. That's so
that
crazy.
yeah, I just thought that was funny because it reminded me of the Bucks. But another one that got reported is Miles
Or else?
Turner got traded to the Bucks.
I
So the
did see
Bucks
that.
lose Dame. Turner goes to the Bucks. The Pacers lose Turner, but I don't think he was incredibly pivotal to them going to the finals.
No,
He's a good
probably
role
not.
player, but he's not like their number one.
Yeah, I agree.
The Lakers signed DeAndre Ayton.
Mm-hmm.
DeAndre Ayton was on the Suns, played in the finals with the Suns, I'm pretty sure,
Mm-hmm.
and was just caught on Twitter. Like a
Oh
girl took
god.
a picture of him hitting it from the back, and he's just back there like this, like
Jesus
smiling, but like she caught like an
Christ.
off look of him, so like he didn't know she was taking a picture. He was like looking to the side, just like geeking out, smiling that he's hitting it from the back. I just seen that on Twitter the other day, but he's
Holy
now a Laker,
shit.
so the Lakers get a big, decent center that doesn't play a ton, gets hurt a lot.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. The Lakers have no money, and LeBron's
Mhm.
probably not going to be a Laker.
They got money now.
Yeah,
They
but
got money now.
they're at the cap limit, is what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
their owners have a shit ton of money, but
Mm-hmm.
when you're getting charged 50% tax on every dollar you go over, whatever the price tag is, it gets crazy. That's
Yeah.
why the Warriors have sucked since KD left.
Mm-hmm.
But SGA signs a $285 million extension. But it would be nice to have that much money.
I'll take
Damn.
I'll take one of the 285 and be happy. Thank you.
And with all those AT&T commercials, he's going to be singing for years.
He's like, bro, he's like T-Pain with fucking, or no, is it 50 Cent with vitamin water?
Dude, I'm pretty sure he was like a founder of Vitamin Water, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And he's like in an interview, he was like, yeah, most of my money's from vitamin water. And it's like, what
that's
the fuck,
crazy.
bro?
That's crazy. Um,
Oh,
nothing else real crazy. I mean, your boy free smoke Lonzo Ball got traded. So he's no longer a Bull.
yeah, it sucks.
It does suck because when he actually played for like that, what, those 6 months that he was healthy, the first time you guys got him, you
Yeah.
guys looked genuinely good. And
Mm-hmm.
then Lonzo Ball has been out for what, like a year and a half, 2 years now at this point. But it is a family full of rappers. So who knows? He might just fucking quit next year and just end up becoming a full-time rapper like his brother.
Oh my god.
Nas Reed signs with the Wolves. Julius Randle re-signs with the Wolves. So the Wolves pretty much gotten their entire roster back. That's pretty good. And other than that, nothing else real crazy. I mean, we're kind of waiting on to see what happens with LeBron because LeBron came out was like, "Hey, I'm signing my option with or I'm exercising my option with the Lakers," which means like he either opts into the money that they already had on the table, or he can go to free agency or just re-sign with the Lakers. But I
Yeah.
have a feeling LeBron's knows he's at the end of his career. He got to play one season with his son. He might want to try to win one more chip before he leaves, and I don't know that he thinks that's with the Lakers,
Imagine
but
imagine he goes to the Celtics.
dude, yeah, I don't honestly, I would be cool if Jason Tatum wasn't hurt for a year, but Jaylen
For
Brown
real.
and LeBron James, that's like the same style of player. Just
Mm,
honestly, it's pretty much the same style of player. LeBron's just like bigger and more athletic.
just send him to the Knicks. Then they can win next
That
year.
would be cool. Or the
Yeah,
Warriors, just Steph Curry and LeBron just fucking,
that'd be fire.
that would be nuts. But yeah, that's pretty much all for NBA news. I'm sure that there's going to be more signings, more huge trades that we'll talk about. But I mean, when you're getting looked at by the FBI, tearing an Achilles and fucking getting weighed by teams. It's a business, brother, and we're all in it. So
Oh
we're
my
gonna go to
god.
MLB news. Jamie and I both voted on All Stars for MLB. We've
Mm-hmm.
watched a decent amount of baseball. We're gonna go over the starters for each team. For the American League, at catcher we got Cal Raleigh. Then we got for designated hitter we got Ryan O'Hearn. First base we got Guerrero Jr. Hold on, I got a like small picture of it. I gotta find like the big one because I'm trying to like squint my eyes right now.
Yeah, I've kind of got like a whole web page pulled up.
Oh, here we go. Okay, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., second base, Gleyber
Mm-hmm.
Torres, shortstop, Jacob Wilson from the Athletics,
Yep.
third base, Jose Ramirez, Guardians, DH, already said it, Ryan O'Hearn, and
Yep.
outfielder is Aaron Judge, Javier Baez, and Riley Green. I like Riley Green. He's a damn good player.
Mm-hmm.
National League. Actually, we can talk about it. Runner up this year for maybe the first time ever since he's started getting voted for All Stars. Mike
Mm-hmm.
Trout. Mike Trout is a runner up this year, not a starter.
That's kind of
Crazy.
crazy. Yeah, that's wild actually.
He's one of those players that can be hurt for like half the year and still get voted into the All Star game because of how big his name is. So like to
Yeah.
see him as a runner up is wild. National League, we got 3 of our LA Dodgers here, but we'll
Let's
start off with
fucking go.
catcher Will Smith, fire.
Mm-hmm.
First baseman, Dodgers, Freddie Freeman. Second base, Ketel Marte from the Diamondbacks. I don't like the Diamondbacks. I do like
I
Ketel
did.
Marte.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like Cattell. Did you see real quick? Slight pause. Did you see what happened at the? Oh fuck, who were they playing the other day? But the fan like talked shit about his mom who like is died.
Oh,
I'm
did
pretty
he
sure it
say
was
something
Ketel
back to him?
Marte. No, he broke down and started crying on the field, and then
Oh shit!
they banned that fan from the stadiums, the opposing team, and then they put up a sign that said "We stand with Ketel Marte."
Wow, they banned him from the stadium?
Yeah, well, he said some.
Damn,
I can't remember what he said. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
it had to have been like real bad. It couldn't have just been like a your mom joke, and then Ketel just starts crying. Are we talking like mid defense? He's crying.
Mid game, brother, mid
Oh
game,
shit!
and they
But we're
like
not talking like in the like dugout, right? We're talking like on the field.
he was on the field.
Oh, dude.
A fan, Arizona Diamondbacks second baseman Ketel Marte said a fan in Chicago who brought him to tears during a game against the White Sox. So it was against the White Sox. The White Sox
Oh,
banned the
okay.
fan from their stadium. A fan was up on the dugout shouting things about my mother. He said he was like, last night I sent a message. Okay, this is just bad translation. But basically, he was talking shit about his mom, and his mom had
Damn.
passed like in um, 2017, I believe it was.
Did you say White
Um,
Sox or Cubs?
White Sox. His yeah,
Wow.
so his mom died in a car accident in 2017. He said he's used to be taunted, but he's never been like taunted about his mom like that, and so he broke it
That's
down about it, which is
it's pretty honestly, it's really cool of the White Sox to do that.
yeah, hundred
It would
percent.
have made sense if it was the D-backs in the D-backs stadium, but for the White Sox to be like, "Yo, we understand that's not cool. We
Yeah, and then
stand with you."
yeah, that was sick.
Damn. I mean, I feel bad for Ketel Marte. Like, I totally understand that pain,
Mm-hmm.
but it does probably suck that during like the broadcast, they're probably like zooming in on him, being like, "Why is Ketel Marte crying?"
Well,
And at third base.
it wasn't like that because some of the other players, some of the White Sox players, and some of the Diamondbacks players rushed over to him and be like, "Hey, bro, you good?"
Damn.
Yeah, so it
Yeah,
was.
I'm glad it wasn't like a misunderstanding where they're
Mm-hmm.
like the announcers are just talking their shit like they usually do, and
Yeah,
they're just like zooming in on Ketel Marte, like wiping away tears, and they're like, "What the hell is going on?"
yeah,
But yeah, I feel bad for Ketel Marte, and that is really cool of the White Sox to be like, "Yo, we stand with you." That ain't cool.
mm-hmm. Yeah. It was cool to
Shortstop
see.
this year for the All Stars, Francisco Lindor, which
Mm-hmm.
sucks for us because the runner-up was Mookie,
Yeah.
who has not having a good year, but I figured maybe with him just being a Dodger, he might get voted in, but they
Mm-hmm.
can't just have an entire National League team full of Dodgers.
Imagine the
Third
whole team
base,
was just
Manny
Dodgers.
Machado. Padres, one of the few people to get a hit off of Ohtani this
This
year.
this one really sucks. The runner up on that one was Max
Max.
Muncy. I really
Yeah.
wanted to see Max go this year.
I wonder. I mean, their stats obviously got to be comparable between
Mm-hmm.
Max and Manny for them to both get voted on. But do you really honestly? Because how does the All Star work? I'm assuming fans vote. Then
Yeah,
they
it's all
have
fan
like
vote.
it's only fan vote.
I'm pretty sure it's all fan vote.
So it's not like the NBA where they have like news reporters and sports analysis report or like vote, and then they also have like a fan vote that's split like 50-50 type
Mm-mm.
shit. Wow, I'm surprised that Manny got more votes than Max.
Um,
Genuinely.
but I don't, dude. Since Max got his glasses this year, he's been playing hard.
Yeah, he's playing pretty lights out. I mean, he's kind of picking up what Mookie put down
Mm-hmm.
this year, and he's kind of helping lift that portion of at least offense, but he is playing pretty incredible defense too,
Mm-hmm.
especially at third, because that's a fucking tough position to play. Designated hitter this year is Shohei. Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's not. Did they announce? I don't. Did Can you see if they announced pitchers yet? I don't think they. I
I
don't
just
see any of the
see,
announcements for pitchers.
I just see outfields. I don't see any
But
pictures.
for outfield, we have Ronald Acuna, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Kyle Tucker of the Cubs. Runners up were another Dodger, Teoscar Hernandez, and another Dodger, Andy Pages. Or Pages.
His, yeah.
But dude, just to like I'm just gonna do the count real quick because it's you have Will Smith, Freddie Freeman. I'm counting runner-ups too.
Mm-hmm.
Mookie, Max. You have Shohei, and then you have two runners-up in Teoscar and Andy. That's 7 All-Stars that almost were Dodgers. That's crazy, dude.
So it looks like they're not even gonna announce the pitchers until the day before the game.
Why?
I have no idea, but that's what I'm reading. The starting pitchers for the 2025 MLB All Star Games will be announced the day before the game by the AL and NL managers. All the starting position players have been announced.
Is that
Mm-mm.
just like they're gonna announce who's starting the game, or is that they're not gonna announce who's actually joining the teams until then?
It doesn't really say. It's just kind of bland on it.
Damn. Well, I guess we'll find out then. I'm
Oh no
surprised
no
there's
no
no more
no. Okay,
Yankees.
so the full All Star roster will be announced July 6th.
Okay, so
But the
that's when they'll
starting
announce.
pitchers will not be announced until the day before.
Wait, what do you mean full? Because we just read the full All-Star list.
Yeah, but
So what
they
would be
like the
missing?
pitchers and stuff. So like the full
So
list
we'll
will be out
we'll
on the
we'll see the
6th.
pitchers in 4 days,
Yeah.
and then we'll see who's starting the game the day before.
Yep.
Okay. Do you know where it's being held?
No idea.
I'm gonna check this real quick. We're not close to it, right? I don't think so. Oh, Atlanta. Okay. Damn, let's just fly to Atlanta and go watch the All-Star game.
Fuck it. I'll have those mics by then. We can do some interviews. Make it worth it.
Oh, the pod mic's just getting screamed at by fans. Well, I guess that's
Yeah.
probably not a sporting event where you'd probably get into a fight at because it's like
So
it's different when it's
so
one-on-one.
cohesive. Yeah.
But that's the All-Star game. I mean, we'll talk about the pitchers who are playing next year, or not next year, but next week when they get announced. But I'm assuming it's not anything crazy. Like, we're not going to have any oddballs. Shohei is obviously not going to get
Hey,
put in.
hey, you
I
never
mean, do you
know.
think any Dodgers pitchers are going to be voted on?
It'd be cool to see Yamamoto to make an appearance.
Has has he been clearly our best pitcher all year?
Not per se, but I mean, I think honestly he just had a first couple rough games, but like the games he does good, he does really good.
And then the days he does bad, we're at those games.
The one fucking
Fuck.
game we went to, dude.
So based on, yeah, no, it is by far Yamamoto
Yeah.
because he's leading the team in like most stats. I mean, he has the
Mm-hmm.
most wins. He does
You
have the
don't.
most losses, but that's because he's played the most games.
I'd be kind of cool if they threw Shohei out there for like an inning. I know they probably won't, but it'd be cool.
It would be sick, but I highly
Is
doubt that
the
they
is
would.
the All Star game just going to be one game, or is
It
it
will
going to
just be
be
one game, but there's gonna be
okay?
like multiple events where they do like the home run derby and like
Yeah.
they're gonna announce like all the awards for the season. Well, do they announce the awards for the season? They should at the All Star break, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna announce like Golden Glove and like shit like that.
Maybe we should go. What day? Don't fuck it. What day was it?
It's probably gonna be a Sunday of July 12th through the 15th.
Oh, so it is more than one game.
Oh, okay, I forgot. They do also do the HBCU Classic, so
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty cool. They do All Star Saturday, which is like um the next generation of MLB stars.
Mm-hmm.
So like the same thing that the NBA does, where it's like up and coming rookies, and then they have like the
Mm-hmm.
actual game. Workout day, home run derby, All Star game will be that Sunday, the 12th.
We would have to leave as soon as you got off work.
Yeah, shit. That flight's not too bad though. It's only like 4.5 hours.
Lucky, how much is a plane ticket to Atlanta? We can keep
I
talking.
can't
I'm just
imagine
gonna.
how much the All Star tickets are, dude. I'm gonna guess nosebleeds are easily over 100. Oh, there's literally like 4 sections left with tickets, and it's like $400 a ticket for like the
Fuck.
nosebleeds, like the nosebleeds of the stadium.
Oh, the All Star game's on a Tuesday.
Wait, is it a Tuesday? Is July
Yeah. So,
15th a Tuesday?
yep. And then the 14th is Monday. That's the home run derby. Hey, if we
Wait,
somehow
no, the 14th would be.
it's
Oh
a
yeah,
Monday.
you're right. What the fuck?
If we I didn't know that the game was presented, all of it was presented by T-Mobile. I might be able to get us a good price
Yeah,
through the app.
T-Mobile and Mastercard. If you have a Mastercard, that might help too. But
Oh wait.
you were right. Yamamoto is the best pitcher we have right now. I mean, he's cranked out 14 games, 17. I mean, let me see how many innings. It doesn't show how many innings pitched, but in
Mm-hmm.
17 games, he has a 2.51 ERA, which is pretty great for a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. I mean, Dustin May has almost a 5. Wow. Yeah. Our pitchers aren't incredibly well, but thank God
We
we
just have
have
so many
Otani
injuries right
back.
now.
Yeah, we do. We do. I mean, luckily all of our injuries have kind of came back because we got Kershaw back,
Yeah.
Otani's back, so hopefully that'll help out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how well our defense outside of pitcher and offense has performed for us to be in the standings that we are. Because
Yeah.
I wanted to look at you, I wanted to look with you at the standings
Yeah.
currently for the MLB season. We're gonna go and talk about the American League first. Sitting at the American League East, the first spot is the Yankees. Obviously, they usually
Mm-hmm.
are. They like to blow it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
1.5 games behind them, technically, is the Blue Jays. Kind of unexpected. The Orioles have kind of sucked dick this year. The Red Sox haven't been incredible. The Tampa Bay Rays are right at that spot too. They're kind of all like tied for first place or
Yeah.
a game behind. I mean, were you expecting the Orioles or the Red Sox to be at the bottom of this
Not per se. You're looking at
conference?
AL East, right?
Yeah, AL East.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird that they're all the way down there, but at the same time, it's not like anyone in the AL East is like doing inherently awful. Like obviously 37 losses is pretty bad, but
Yeah, I
like if
mean,
you
you're
look down at
right.
like the White Sox of 28 losses, or sorry, only
Actually, a
20
lot of
28 wins.
you kind of
But
made me
like
look at it like most team outside of 3 teams, every other
mhm,
team has 40 plus wins.
yeah,
But you're right. I mean, even if you look at the Yankees record, 48 and 37 isn't incredible. They've had better
no.
seasons than this.
Mhm.
So they're not performing to the point that they usually are. I
Like
mean, the best you go ahead.
I was just going to say, dude, looking at the NOS and the Rockies, 19 wins and 66 losses. It is
The
the worst year in history to be a fucking Rockies fan.
They should just bounce. They should just do what the like professional soccer leagues do, and the worst performing team gets bumped down to the AAA, and the best AAA team gets bumped up. Hopefully we can get a Savannah Bananas in the MLB.
Let's fucking go.
But
Hey,
I
yo,
mean,
draft me.
out of the best, out of everybody that's in the American League,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy that it's between the Astros and the Tigers. I mean, the Astros are usually good, but who would have thought Detroit would have not only the Detroit Lions performing well, but the Tigers as well. I mean, 54 wins is not anything to sneeze at.
Yeah,
They
that's same as the Dodgers.
Same as the Dodgers. I mean, would you expect if I would have asked you before the league started, how many games difference do you think the Tigers and the Dodgers would be in record before All-Star break? Would you have assumed 0 or within 3?
Fuck no.
That's crazy.
They didn't play that well last year, did they?
No. I mean, they played better than they usually did last year, but I didn't see them going to like be the best team in the AL. But in the
Yeah.
NL, it seems like it's a lot better competition. The Phillies
Yeah.
are sitting at
So
the top, the
to
Mets, the
put it
Braves.
to put it in perspective, last year at the end of the year, they had 86 wins, 76 losses, so they were almost 50-50. More like a 60-40 split.
Where were the Dodgers at? Obviously, I know they were over 100.
Yeah, let me see. So the Dodgers last year, oh no, they were 98-64.
Fuck. But that's still almost like a 40, almost a 50 game diff. Wait, you said 86 and what was their record? The
86 and 76.
So a 12 game difference,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't crazy. So they would be practically 6 games difference now. But that
But
wasn't the
I mean,
best record the Dodgers have ever had.
no, but I mean, we've got more than half the season left. There's so much more time for a team to make or break. You know?
Oh yeah, true. I mean, it'd be funny if we look at the end of the year and the Detroit Tigers are like negative in wins loss, and we're like, I can't believe we talked about that at All Star break.
Yeah. The craziest thing we could see is if the Rockies somehow came back up, but I don't
I
see it
don't even think
happening.
that's. I don't even think there's enough games left. There's 82 games in the entire season, so that means
Mm-hmm.
that they're at 50, 60. They're at 85 games right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they practically have 100. I guess they could go 119 and 118 and whatever. That would be
Yeah.
crazy if they just won 100 games straight. But
Yeah.
I mean, the National League, it seems what's weird is the American League is very middle packed heavy, and
Mm-hmm.
then NL is like very top end heavy because the bad teams are worse than all the worst teams in the AL, but the
Yeah.
best teams are better than every best team in the AL because it's like you got the Phillies and Mets going for the NL East at
Yeah.
51, 36, 48, and 38. I expected the Phillies to be there. I have a slight, slight love for the
Mm-hmm.
Phillies just because I'm an Eagles fan.
Fair.
But I am a
It's
Dodgers fan, MLB at heart. So
I did I tell you fucking well, I guess you probably saw, but did you see that the Athletics broke ground for their Las Vegas stadium?
stadium, yeah.
It's so in my kind of in my brain, I'm like, fuck, I've hated this team my whole life, but now
And
they're in
now
the
they're
same
about to
place as
go
my Raiders. So it's like,
again, dude.
yeah.
You know how many games I've watched of that old Raiders team playing on the old baseball field where they had to like
Yep.
slide and get tackled into dirt?
Yep.
But I kind of expected the Braves to be a little bit higher, not gonna lie. In the
Mm-hmm.
NL Central, the Cubs are at the top, and the 3 teams I expected to probably be closer to the top are at the bottom currently because the Brewers are in the middle of the Cardinals, Reds, and Pirates. I was
Mm-hmm.
not expecting the Pirates to be this bad. I
Yeah,
thought they'd be a lot better, but again,
I agree.
another Pittsburgh team sucks dick. The NL West does have some pretty good competition. I mean, the Padres were closer to us when we looked like a while ago.
Yeah.
They were tied at the beginning of the season, and now it seems like the Dodgers are pulling ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Dodgers are sitting at the top easily, 8 games above the Padres at 54 and 32. Padres, Giants, D-backs, who went on an incredible losing streak to lose their
Yeah.
place in the conference. And then you have the Rockies sitting at like literally a little league team playing in the MLB.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised the Diamondbacks are where they are because I feel like they've been losing so much.
Oh,
Like,
you thought that they'd be lower?
maybe not like lower position wise because the Rockies are fucking terrible. But
but lower record wise.
I did think they were like 38 and like 46 or something like that.
But dude, they started off the year like hot, like
Yeah,
real hot. And I think it was you telling me that there was one time we looked and you're like, dude, the D-backs have lost like 12 games in a row or whatever the fuck.
yeah, that was crazy, dude. I couldn't
But
believe
that's
it.
pretty much the standings right now. I mean, if you let's take your mid-season All-Star break guess, unbiased, even though I
Hmm.
know what your answer is going to be. Who do you think is going to be in the World Series right now?
uh, it's honestly it's so hard to say because like the Dodgers love to just fuck around. The Dodgers love to fuck around. And I know for a fact, and you know for a fact, if they were taking this entire season seriously, they would be way higher than they are. But like that's why they're so fun is because they fucking play to have fun, and
They
that's
feel
like
comfortable.
yeah, and that's you see it always. Like they will lose one game in a series and they'll fucking sweep the other three because they're like, oh fuck you guys. But like, um, looking at the standings and stuff, like you have to look at it. You got to look and be like, okay, the Yankees it's crazy to say that the Tigers look like they're looking pretty good to be a
Yeah.
contender. You know, the Astros are looking good. The Phillies are looking good. The Mets are looking good. The Cubs always look good. Um, that new pitcher that the Brewers have, I can't remember his name. But like he's playing like Paul Skeens. Um, and then the Dodgers look really good, and then the Padres were looking good. They're looking kind of the last few games they've been kind of looking rough. Um, but like for me to go out and be like, who's gonna go to fucking who's gonna take it? You
I
know,
think I
it's
don't say who's going to take it, but who do you think is going to play in the World Series against each other?
I feel like it's pretty like plausible that we end up with the Dodgers and the Yankees again. If I'm being so real.
See, I agree with the Dodgers pick. I'm going to lean on the Astros. I think they always somehow find a way to be successful
Mm-hmm.
in the, playoffs. Even when they cheated and did some wild shit. It's like they still have an incredible team, an incredible roster, and they
Mm-hmm.
perform well every single year. So I'm gonna go at obviously we want to say Tigers based on record, but it's like you and I both agree that as good as the Tigers look right now, it
Yeah.
doesn't mean we trust them when it comes playoff time. They haven't been there before. They haven't done it as many times as these other teams have done
Nope.
it. It's the same with the Lions. Like they always find a way to perform well and then kind of fall short of expectations because they just don't have that reliability and that they haven't been there before. They don't have the practice. They're not used to it, but yeah, that's probably where we sit. We're definitely gonna watch the All-Star game, especially if it's on a Tuesday and I don't have to work. That's even better.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably watch the All-Star game if both of us are off and have availability. We probably might just watch it together. I mean, it's not like a crazy incredible. None of the All-Star games are the best games to watch ever. They're just kind
Mm-hmm.
of enjoyable because they're entertaining and everybody likes to kind of show off in the one
Hey,
moment they can.
if and we're gonna make this right now, if the Dodgers go to the World Series, we are going to a World Series again this year. I
Dude,
don't
I
care
can
how much it
imagine what
costs.
those I
I
yeah, if you
we
want
will
to go to
we will
Japan, it's
we
either
will
go to
spend
Japan or go to the Dodgers
we
World
will
Series
spend
game.
we'll spend $400 on the highest tickets up. I don't care.
I bet it's more than that, genuinely. If the Dodgers went, those tickets up top are probably like one plus a ticket.
Fuck, no way.
I mean, you and I looked at NBA Finals tickets for two teams that aren't incredibly popular in the NBA, and there
Hmm.
wasn't a ticket under like $800, and that's the NBA, not the fucking Dodgers.
Yeah, but I mean the low key, like even like regular NBA games cost more than a regular MLB game, like
Yeah, but there's less
heavily.
seats. But like when you're talking about the actual Super Bowl finals and the World Series, like these tickets get bought out by scalpers and they just get ramped up as high as they can go. I can't imagine those tickets are under $600 in the nosebleeds.
I wish that they did like the same thing that the NBA does, where you can like buy them pre for cheaper just in
Oh
case your
yeah,
team
yeah.
wins.
And then
Um,
if your team doesn't go, then you just get your money back. Yeah, that
yeah.
I think they do that once the playoffs start. But
Hmm.
dude, that's why it sucks being a fan of a team that everybody loves.
Yeah.
If they go to the World Series, everybody is buying the ticket because
Oh,
everybody's a fan
100%.
of the Dodgers. Same with the Yankees. It'd be like being a Yankees fan.
So, according to Layden last year, most fans had to pay at least $700 just to get into the
Yeah,
stadium.
exactly my point. $700 for a nosebleed seat is like crazy. Plus, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to pay for an Airbnb and travel and food and all that stuff.
Hmm.
That like would at least be half the cost of us going to Japan.
Yeah. Isn't that fucking crazy?
That
You
is
can
nuts
go
for
to
one
you can
game.
for for 2 hours. You can go watch the Dodgers, or you can fly to Japan, stay there, have a 2 week vacation,
And
whatever
I
how
know
you know
us.
some light.
It's not like we would be going like broken cheap. We'd be buying all the food at the stadium for me to try, as many fucking Voodoo Rangers as they possibly have. I think they're sponsored by Coors Light, so there's probably none, or whoever they're sponsored by, Michelob,
Hmm.
whoever. But it's like, yeah, dude, it's like Japan or one game of a World Series that they might not even win.
That's so crazy, dude.
But that's all the MLB news for today. I just wanted to go over the game, the All Star game roster, some standings talk, some Dodgers way too expensive tickets talk, some
Yeah.
NFL news. Your boy Darren Waller got traded to the Dolphins, unfortunately. So that's the only jersey you have. Well, the second jersey you
Well,
have of a
yeah.
current player, and you no longer can wear it.
I could still wear it.
No, dude.
90
That's like wearing
95
a Kevin
percent.
Durant Suns jersey.
It's like, yeah, but that's like my go. That's like my go out jersey. Like, I'll get it dirty jersey.
That's such a weird thing to say, bro. I get it, dirty jersey.
Fuck you.
That's like a shaggin' wagon type fucking talk. But
This is my fucking jersey.
this is my fucking jersey. The biggest NFL news is that Jalen Ramsey, incredible cornerback when he plays, he's been hurt for like the last year and a half, did get traded to the Steelers. The Steelers had to give up a lot. They
Oh
gave
yeah.
up Minka Fitzpatrick, their star safety, and they had to give Jonnu Smith away, tight end. So Jalen Ramsey is now a Steeler. Minka Fitzpatrick and Jonnu Smith are now Dolphins. Who do you think
Yeah.
won that trade, honestly?
All right, run it back for me one more time. Sorry, I was looking
So
at jerseys.
the Dolphins traded Jalen Ramsey to the Steelers for
Yeah.
Minka Fitzpatrick and Jonnu Smith.
This is another one of those trades that feel like, not that nobody won, because each team is kind of getting something, but it's like, does it feel like that to you? Like, this is one of those trades where
Um,
like someone didn't necessarily win?
here's what I'll
Like with the
say.
team composition that they have?
I think if we're like looking at best case scenario, all the players that got traded play and they're
Mm-hmm.
healthy and they play at the level that we know them to play at. I think that the Steelers won because Jalen Ramsey is that electric of a corner. But
Yeah.
if you're looking at it realistically, I think the Dolphins won only because Jalen Ramsey has been hurt plenty since he got traded to the Dolphins. Or yeah, since he got traded to the Dolphins. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, the Dolphins have to pick up a $15 million contract for Minka
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick, which is really expensive for a safety. So I think that the Steelers won because you're offloading contracts and you're getting Jalen Ramsey. But realistically, Jalen Ramsey hasn't played very much. So it's like they got they got Aaron Rodgers and Jalen Ramsey. Aaron Rodgers was out for a year with an Achilles, and Jalen has not played much. But it is cool to see another like blockbuster trade happen, like in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see what the Steelers do because they made a lot of fucking moves this offseason.
I'll be. I think Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith are probably the only people who really won from that trade. They
You
won.
mean like,
They
yeah,
won. The players won.
what do you mean in the aspect of Janu? Because it's like Jalen is now a Steeler and Janu is
Hmm.
now a Dolphin. Are you saying
Yeah,
Janu won because he's in Miami?
pretty much.
Yeah, Miami's. I guess that is true. If we're looking at who won as the player perspective,
Yeah,
Minka and Janu won because they're playing in hot weather for half their games.
yeah.
They're not playing in fucking Buffalo where you're having like shin deep snow every.
Well, and like Mike McDaniel going over the Dolphins, like to me, the Dolphins feel like a crossroad team. You know what I mean? Like, do
Somewhere
you
where you go before you become good.
not necessarily like before you become good, but like you're there because the Dolphins thought you were gonna be good on their team, and it's not gonna end up that way. And then
Oh,
next year you're
yeah.
gonna get traded to
It's
another
like a
team.
good luck Chuck season or like a good luck
Yeah,
Chuck team.
yeah.
You're going to date this one person and then the next person you meet is going to be your husband or wife type shit. That's what you're talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah. I could not agree more with that. It's the place where the Dolphins pay way too much, trade way too much value for you. You
Hmm.
suck ass for 3 years and then you go to an actual
Like,
competition team and you become the best.
if we're being honest, like his trade was inevitable, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'd be kind of upset if I was going to the Dodgers or not the fucking Dodgers.
The
Sorry,
Dolphins.
I'm still thinking about my boy Shohei.
Yeah, Minka
But
is
like
definitely the one
going,
who lost.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
But that's all the sports talk we have today. Just one blockbuster, well, two blockbuster trades if you consider Darren Waller the best
If you
rapper
say
in the NFL.
Darren Waller sounds like a fucking country singer.
Yeah. But we're gonna talk some movies now because the New York Times released their top 50 movies of the century.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. And so we're just gonna go over the top 10
Mm-hmm.
and then compare it to the top 20 of IMDb. And so I'm just going to read the names of the movies, and I want you to count how many of these movies you've actually watched out of the top
And
10.
top 10, okay.
Number 10, The Social Network, David Fincher. Number 9, Spirited Away. Number 8, Get
Banger.
Out by Jordan Peele.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh my god, I fucking love that movie, dude. It's so good.
Number 6, No Country for Old Men.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, Moonlight, a movie from 2016.
I don't think I've seen that
Number
one.
4, In the Mood for Love by Wong Kar-wai in
Mm-hmm.
2001. Number 3, There Will Be Blood, Paul Thomas Anderson, 2007. Number 2, Mulholland Drive by David Lynch in 2001. And number 1, Parasite by Bong Joon-ho. So how many of
Hmm.
those 10 movies have you actually seen?
5.
I have seen
Will you
one.
send me the link?
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to send you both links.
Okay, bet.
I have seen. Hold on, let me send you this link real quick, and that'll count. There's the first one.
Okay.
And that's the second link. I've obviously seen No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
I've seen The Social Network. I have seen parts of Get Out, not the entire movie all the way.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen, and I haven't seen Parasite all the way through.
I
So I've
haven't
only
seen
seen 3 of them.
Parasite. Parasite is based off the anime, no?
I think so, but that movie was like, got every award possible
Mm-hmm.
that year that it came out. So I think it's definitely worth the watch. Maybe we should watch together.
I'm down.
But it's supposed to be like slightly horror, right?
Yeah, it's if it's anything like the anime, basically it's like it can take over people and like fuck up their
Then
shit.
yes, it is based off the anime. But
Um,
I mean, like let's look at this logically based on all the movies that we've ever seen. How many of the movies that they put in the top 10 would you have put in your top 10
okay,
movies of the
so
century?
I've never seen the Social Network, but I'm really interested.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I've seen Spirited Away. I actually have all of the steelbooks for all of the Ghibli movies. Spirited
Oh
Away is
shit.
such a masterpiece. Um, Get Out, I saw that with Jason in theaters the first time I saw it. It
Really
was
good.
so phenomenal. I would definitely put that in my top 10. Eternal Sunshine on the Spotless Mind, so good. I don't know if you've seen it,
I haven't.
um, but the first time I ever watched that, I was going through a breakup. Made me bawl, first of all. But like it impacts so hard, like on an emotional level. Um,
But it would be in your top 10 movies of all time.
that one for sure. It's like, but the thing is like, what I think about it when when I was making that list, probably not. But it definitely deserves a spot. It's so good. I haven't seen In the Mood for Love or Moonlight. Um, I've seen There Will Be Blood, but it's been a minute. I haven't seen Mulholland Drive, and I haven't seen Parasite.
But you have seen no Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
That's a fucking wild movie.
Yeah, it's the first time like the one. It's so off putting because it's so fucking quiet of a
It
movie.
is so off-putting. He did
Um,
that role so well.
oh, dude, 100%.
Marlena, my stepmom watches that movie all the time, and so I just
Yeah.
watch it constantly. He did a really good, but we do need to watch Parasite because that movie was so critically acclaimed that
Hmm.
it's like it's got to be worth all the hype that people gave it.
But to give
But
it top movie of the last 100 years,
see, out of all the other 9 movies, that is the one movie that I could be like, okay, I see it. Because it won every award and it was like a cultural phenomenon when it came out. If that makes sense. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like, I haven't seen it, and maybe when we watch it, we'll have a different opinion. But it's like a lot of these other movies I haven't heard of. I'm surprised The Social Network made it, but that movie is fucking incredible. And so
Hmm.
I might put it in the top 10 movie of the century, but I could also see it being like number 55.
Yeah. Like I'm just scrolling through like um the other, like I'm doing a quick scroll through the other seven or eight
I mean, if
ninety.
you want to go through the top 20, because we're gonna go through the top 20 of the IMDb. So let's just go through
Okay.
the next 10 movies, and I'm gonna start at 20.
Okay. Let me scroll back
So
down to it.
I kind of liked 20 through 10 a little bit better of a list from the New York Times. Number 20, Wolf of Wall Street.
Hmm.
Number 19, Zodiac. Great movie. Great movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen
18,
Zodiac.
Y Tu Mama También.
I haven't seen that one
Y
either.
Tu Mama También. I have never seen that either. Brokeback Mountain. Another
I've
Jake
heard
Gyllenhaal movie in the
I
top 20.
when I was living with my friend Rachel, she her and a couple of her buddies ended up watching that movie, and they said like it was actually so phenomenal.
It
But I
is
still
so
haven't
good.
watched it.
But I mean, think about when it came out in
Hmm.
2005. 2005 was a little bit different place than it is now. And
Oh
so
yeah.
it's two incredibly popular actors like fucking each other in a time where like being gay wasn't even legalized to
Yeah.
like get married. You know what I mean? So it was like it's crazy that it won all the awards back then when it won. If that movie came out
Hmm.
now, it would be not even thought about in any weird way. Number
Think about
16, Crouching. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
think about the fact that we had the Joker and fucking Mysterio fucking.
Oh my God. Holy shit, we need to watch this movie. Number 16, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It's a good movie.
Hmm.
Number 15, City of God, a movie I have not seen.
I haven't seen that one either.
Number 14, a movie I'd probably put in my top 10, Inglorious Bastards, directed
I've
by Quentin
actually
Tarantino.
don't hate me, but I haven't seen it.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck. That movie is so good. It is probably do you know who Christopher Waltz is?
Yeah.
It might be
It's a
the best.
papaya.
Yes. Wait, no, not that guy. Not different guy.
Different Christopher.
Different Christopher. You definitely have seen Christopher Waltz in something else. Look up like a picture of him real quick.
Oh, I'm thinking Christopher Walken.
Yeah, you're thinking Christopher Walken. But you know who Christopher Waltz is based on that. You've seen Django Unchained. He's in
Oh, okay. Yeah. No,
yeah.
he's fire. I love him.
It's the best acting I've ever seen from any actor ever, and it's in this movie.
I would probably put Django in my top 10. That movie's so fire.
Two Tarantino movies. I'd probably put maybe 3 Tarantino movies in my top 20. Easy. Number 13.
If we get a lazy week, we should do our top 10 movies of all time.
No, how about next week we'll come back with our top 10 or our top 20 of like what we think are the best movies of this century.
Okay.
Number 13, Children of Men. Never seen it.
Me either.
Number 12, The Zone of Interest. Never seen that one. Number 11, Mad Max Fury Road. I'm surprised. This movie is good. I haven't
seen it.
But top 20 worthy? I don't know, dude. And
here's my hardest, like the hardest thing with a list like this is like whoever made this list or got like put in charge of this column, there's no way they watched every single movie from the last 100 years.
No. You're thinking of it wrong when they say century. They're saying of the 21st century.
Oh.
So it's been from 2000 to now. The best 100 movies to come out. You're probably right. They haven't seen every single one. I can't imagine they've seen every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But this is probably a comprised list of like, I don't know, a group of people that have probably seen all of these and made arguments for each one. But yeah, you're right. If they were doing like the last 100 years of movies, that would be a hard list to do.
Yeah, because like when you take, oh my god, you know what's not on this list that should be on this fucking list?
What?
Straight Outta Compton. I don't know if you've seen
top 20?
It'd definitely be in my top 20 movies. 100? I'm looking through the top 100 to see if it's here because it should at least have a spot in the top 50.
Dude. I mean,
have you seen it?
Movies I have.
But think about that movie from a cultural standpoint. That movie was so important for like people of our generation to like the people who didn't know about like the LA riots and what like NWA actually went through and like all that stuff. Like that was they were such an important cultural movement.
You don't think? I'll make an argument for another one that wasn't in the top 20.
Mm-hmm.
The Dark Knight.
100% should have been up there.
Easily in the top 20. Yes, I agree that Straight Outta Compton should be put on this list. Top 20 is hard because I haven't thought about like 20 movies I would definitely put in the top 20, but you're right. There's a possibility it ends up in my top 20 because it was that popular movie.
You know what they have at 50 or number 60?
What?
Whiplash.
Oh shit. That
Whiplash would have to be
100% in my top 20.
Yeah, in my top 20 for sure. That movie is fucking... That movie made me buy a $900 electric drum set, dude.
I definitely didn't do that, but that movie made me love Miles Teller even more as an actor because
100%.
That movie is so good. And it's like not even a movie that has like a genuinely good ending. Like happy ending, but it's like that's a movie every time it's on, you watch it. The Departed, surprised it's at 31 on this list. That movie should be in the top 20. I don't know.
What's really insane to me is I'm at 85 and I haven't seen a single Marvel movie.
Yeah, because if we're taking into
Interstellar,
Francis, taking into account cultural significance when it came out, there's not a more significant movie than Endgame.
This is the first one I've seen. Number 96, Black Panther.
Okay. They got to be having different like.
That's what I'm saying is like there's no like, and at number 100, this would at least be in my top 50. Probably is super bad.
Oh yeah, easily. I did see that when I was scrolling through the list. The fact that they have Call Me by Your Name. Have you seen that movie?
I haven't. I just know that Sydney Sweeney's in it and she's bad.
Movie, an Armie Hammer movie about them like being kind of lovers as like a teenage boy and like an old guy. Kind of weird.
Everything Everywhere All at Once is at 77.
That should be close to the top 20. That movie is fucking incredible.
See, I've never seen it.
Dude,
that's a lie. I watched it. I got insanely high and I don't ever smoke. And I was trying to watch it with some friends and I couldn't for the life of me figure out what was going on.
It's so, dude. Okay, you gotta watch it not high because like I had that feeling like sober, but luckily I could think about it enough to be like, oh, okay, I get where it's going.
Hmm.
But that movie is so great. But like, let me put it to you this way: if we're gonna grade into, if we're gonna take into consideration cultural significance,
Hmm.
like it may not be the best storyline ever made, the best acting ever created. It's definitely like way too um how do you word this, like corporate of a movie, but no movie has had more cultural significance than Endgame. That was a movie that came out that didn't matter if you were a Marvel fan or not, you had to go see it because
Hmm.
everybody was talking about it.
Yeah,
Same with
I
like
100%.
Avatar. If we're taking it, are we taking into
Oh my god,
consideration that?
Avatar's not on this list, dude.
Yeah, it's not.
That's what I'm. So like, and there's so many Pixar films on this list. I've seen Wall-E, I've seen Up. I didn't see
Yeah.
Toy Story should be at least be on this list. It was the very first ever animated
That
movie.
came out in
Like,
99 though.
oh fuck, okay.
But even any of the other ones, I'm surprised
And
Inception's at 55 and not at least like top
mhm.
40.
And Interstellar, I would put that in my probably top 30 movies.
Oh, that might be in my top 10. That movie is so good. All right,
Okay,
let's move over to
let's
the
move on to the
IMDb.
IMDb. Yeah.
We'll we'll start off with the top 10 and you count how many. We'll just do the top 20 and then we'll talk about the rest.
Okay.
So, at number 20, Birdman or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. Never seen it.
Me either.
The Untouchables.
Haven't seen it.
I don't think I've seen that. Interstellar, obviously seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Django,
Django,
seen that.
fire.
Mad Max, we just talked about it.
Whoa.
Have seen it.
I feel like Mad Max should be put down. Like, I feel like it needs to be lower.
I mean, I agree with you, but on the fucking New York Times list, it was in the top 20 as well, right?
I think it was top 10, dude.
10? Yeah, it definitely shouldn't be in the top 10 of movies ever created
Or
in this
maybe it was
century.
11.
It was 11.
Let me go back and check.
Yeah, it was number 11.
Yeah.
So then we have The City of God, another movie we talked about. I haven't seen it. Lost in
Mm-hmm.
Translation. I'm pretty sure I've only seen like bits and pieces of it because of my parents. Like
Yeah.
they have put it on.
Mm-hmm.
Have never seen Munich. I have seen The Irishman, a Netflix original.
I haven't
The
seen it.
Artist, that did just. Oh wait, no, I have not seen this one.
The
Never mind.
Artist. I think I
I have
knew
not seen
about it, but I didn't watch it. It's just a lot of these came out when we were kids, so.
Kids, yeah. La La Land,
Oh, La La Land
incredible,
deserves that spot. Absolutely
incredible
should be in
movie.
the top 10.
It wasn't even in the top 50 of the New York Times.
Mm-mm. I scrolled through the top 100 and I didn't see it.
Oh, you know what we also didn't say anything about? No Lord of the Rings movies in the New York Times list. So they
They had
must
them in
not
the
like
top. They had it in the top 100, but not in the top like 20 to
50,
30.
right?
Um,
The Lord of
and
the
you're gonna
Rings,
hate me.
The Return of the King.
You're gonna hate
You
me for
haven't seen
this.
them, huh?
I've never seen any of them, so we're gonna have to have a watch day for those.
You would love it because you like similar style movies.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen what's the show that's pretty similar?
Game of Thrones.
Yes. Have you seen Game of Thrones?
I have not. I was gonna start it, and then I heard that the 8th season got botched, and
Yeah, it did get botched.
I just kind of like, I was like, oh, I'm good. We'll stay away
I
from it.
did watch it after I already knew that I watched it for the first time after I already knew that the 8th season got botched. It is still a
Yeah.
great show, but it's like 99% dialogue. It's
I
a
just
lot of
like
talking.
I can't get down with like, because that's a show that has like a lot of like rape and stuff in it, and like I just can't get down with that.
Yes,
I don't want to watch that. I
but
like, you know what I mean?
yeah, I agree, but I will say it's not as much as it sounds like. There's not as much as you think there is. And two, everybody who does that is made out to be the bad guy. So it's not like a good person doing it and then you have to make the argument in your head whether they're still a good person. If that makes sense. It's always a
Yeah,
bad person doing a
that's
bad thing.
it's literally just me. Like I literally cringe away at the screen. I'm like,
Yeah, you
like
might
I
as well
just
skip
don't.
it. It
I
is worth the
don't.
watch. Just so you know
Yeah.
why people talked about it so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
But
fair.
number 8, a movie I have not seen, The Skin I Live In. Number 7,
I haven't
Wild
seen that
Tales.
either.
Never seen that. Number
Me
6,
either.
Glorious Bastards. Have seen that. You haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Number
Not.
5, The
Yeah.
Secret in
Yeah.
Their Eyes. Have not seen that.
Me either. I haven't seen The Pianist.
I've not seen The Pianist either. The Lives of Others, haven't seen
You
that.
haven't seen what? You haven't seen what, brother? What
The
was that at
Lives
number
of
4?
Others. No, The Pianist. I've never seen The Lives of Others.
Uh-huh.
At number 3, I have seen The Departed. Have you seen The Departed?
I have not.
Oh, dude, that movie's got to be
And
in
then
everybody's top 10.
for Parasite to be back at number 1 on 2 separate lists of New York Times and IMDb, we're gonna have to give it a watch.
Yeah. Are you available next week to like just watch it in general, even if it's not together?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll send you my
Because
schedule and we'll
I'm
see.
just right now. I'm gonna scroll through the list and kind of see where stuff is.
We
So
just
like
did
No
top
Country
20,
for Old
correct?
Men. Yeah, that we just did the top 20. So I'm gonna just scroll through like 21 through 100 to see like
Yeah.
where other stuff landed. Wow. So 28 for No Country for Old Men. That was
Mm-hmm.
in the top 10 for New York Times. American Gangster.
I
Oh,
think
they
this
only
only
did top
shows me top.
40.
Yeah.
So maybe they only
No,
did
top
top 40.
39.
But man, some of these, I think that they put, what I think that these lists have an issue doing is that they put a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like artistic indie value into a lot of these movies. Would you
Yeah.
not agree?
One, no, I do. It's some of the things for me is like the fact that number 1, the New York Times only had Black Panther, which is not even regarded as the best Marvel movie. Granted, it's a
Yeah.
great movie. I probably saw it 10 times in the theater. But that's crazy. That's the only one we could
I
see
just
on
don't think you
either
can put
list.
that. I just don't think you can put that over, if we're talking like MCU Endgame, just
Mm-hmm.
because of how popular it was. I'm not even saying it was a better movie, like artistically or like written better than Black Panther, but I don't see how you can put any other movie above that. I mean, do you share the same? Do you share the same argument that you have to put Endgame number one?
I Endgame is a great movie, but here the problem that I would have putting it at number 1 is you have to watch at least some of the other movies for that movie to be good.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But what movie in
Um,
the MCU you had to watch? I mean, I guess if you're just talking solo first movies only.
hmm but like, so it's like,
I mean, what would you put as the number one superhero movie of all time?
you're gonna hate me for this, but it's the same as my Spider-Man list. Spider-Man 2, Toby
Dude, you are
Spider-Man
so
2.
fucking biased. There's
It's
no
not a
way.
bias. I swear to God, it's not a
Dude,
bias.
there is not a fucking chance ever that you can actually put that movie over The Dark Knight. That
Oh,
is the best
100%. No,
superhero
listen.
movie ever made.
Without those movies, there is no MCU. The first one was okay, but it's not what greenlit the rest of superhero movies. It was the second one that was regarded in such high regard. If they were able to give that like another let's say they took that movie and they remastered it and redid the CGI, it would be even better than it is now.
No,
And
dude.
like no, you don't. And then like I would
I'm
have to
sorry.
put like if we're doing that would if we're just doing superhero movies, Spider-Man 2 up there for sure. Um, Logan, the last solo movie, Wolverine movie they did, that would have to be in my top 10. The Spider Verse movies would have to be in my top 10. Um, it sucks
Like
that Moon Knight was a
I could
series because
understand
that
the
could be
argument
top
of
10.
Spider-Man 2 at number 2, but the fact that you put it over The Dark Knight, I mean, like I understand your thought
Mm-hmm.
process, but it's like, dude, that movie had one of the best directors ever, had a couple of the
Mm-hmm.
best cast ever. The acting by everybody in that movie was incredible. Not just who played the main character. Like everything about that movie was a perfect storm. If you make the argument that
I'm
Spider-Man
not,
2 is
no,
number
I'm
2,
gonna
I'm good with
say,
that.
I'm like, The Dark Knight is an insanely good movie, but just personally, Even it's like in no bias, I swear no fucking Spider-Man bias. I just like genuinely enjoyed the movie more. But that's not to like knock on The Dark Knight. It's still such a good movie. Like it's still a movie that I will go back and watch over and over and over. And it has one of the best villains. Not even
But
just the best villains.
The
Like,
Dark Knight has the best villain. It's not just one of the. He is the best villain ever in any superhero movie
but
ever.
that's so hard, subjective, because like for me, that's one of the reasons that I put Spider-Man 2 up there is because to see Doc Ock go from, and it's like it's a
Oh,
completely different
wait.
type of villain.
Wait, I totally spaced it for a second. You're making the argument that
Mm-hmm.
Doc Ock is a better villain
No, 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 no,
than
no.
Heath Ledger's Joker.
I'm not saying he's a better villain, but I'm saying the arc he has is a harder arc to like human emotion wise. It's a harder arc to deal with a movie.
You're the guy that makes the argument that superhero movies need nothing but like demonic
Yeah,
violence in an enemy. That is the Dark
no, no,
Knight.
no, no, no. The reason I have a problem with the MCU doing it is because it's every movie with their villains. They never have a real villain, which is like. But then you look at like Spider-Man 1. Green Goblin was just straight evil. Okay, so that's fine. Um, and then you look at Spider-Man 2. Peter gets to meet Doc Ock. He gets to, become friends with him. He goes to his dinner, goes to his house and has dinner with him, meets his wife. They have like a genuine talk about love and like all that stuff. And then they bond over science and all that stuff. And then after that bond, he has a freak accident where that AI chip takes over his brain and he doesn't really control himself anymore. The tentacles themselves are straight pure evil. That programming is straight pure evil, but like he can't control it. And then once that chip finally gets shorted in the water at the end of the movie, he can control it, and he sacrifices himself to blow up his son in the river. And like that arc for Doc Ock is so insanely hard. And then the same like thing with the arc of like Peter going through losing his powers, going through his breakup, not sure, like being sure how things are going to end, like being so unsure, like he's losing his job, he's still trying to tangle with his real life, and like being Spider-Man. It was the first movie to like really hardcore do that, and that just is like for me is like what makes that movie so good is like so many different things. But I'm not gonna knock The Dark Knight. Like it is still such an insanely good movie, and Heath Ledger's Joker is one of the best villains of all time. And I'm not arguing that Doc Ock is a better villain because Heath Ledger's Joker is a better villain, but for me it's the arc of friend to foe to friend.
I just think if you're taking into consideration everything about a movie, like maybe you're right just specifically about storyline and human emotion. Maybe you're right. I'm not saying I agree with you. Maybe you can make that argument. But if you're taking into consideration the entirety
Mm-hmm.
of an entire movie, including acting, actors, the way it's shot and filmed, the music
Mm-hmm.
behind everything, like there's not a movie that touches The Dark Knight when it comes to superhero movies. And maybe we just will have to agree to disagree, but I just think with everything that goes into it,
Mm-hmm.
that movie is the best one ever created. He he has his arc as Batman, having
Mm-hmm.
to do what he does. The Joker doesn't necessarily have an arc because he's bad, stays
Mm-hmm.
bad, is bad, will only do bad. But that
Which is
acting
like I
was
said is one of my favorite villains, and like he is like truly like Heath Ledger did such a good job in that role.
I mean, I think there could
So like
even
there's
be an
no knock
argument
on
that
it for me.
Logan was better than Spider-Man 2. And I'm
I
a huge
can't.
Spider-Man fan.
For me, honestly, Logan was like it was a really good movie, but it was like it was such a slow put down of Wolverine because they wanted to get him out of the movies, and it was still such an insanely good movie. But like for me as a Wolverine fan to like see him just be like this weak shell of a thing that he used to be was kind of hard. And so like I think that's why that one technically is biased. It's not like it would be in my top 10 for sure, but probably not my top 5. And
Wow, dude.
that's literally just because it's the same reason I won't put The Last of Us 2 in my top 10 games, because I hated to see Joel die. I put that game down for 6 months. And I don't know if you notice, but Logan and Joel look pretty similar. Like those are my like the broody soft types are like my favorites. And so like
So you're gonna
when
put 3 Spider-Man movies in the top 5, and then The
no no no
Dark
no no
Knight?
no. They're those the animated ones are in my top 10.
But what would be your
I
top
would
5 superhero movies of all time?
I would honestly, if we're going like
If you're
non-biased for
about to
sure.
say if you're about to say the first 2 Toby movies,
Nope. I have
that's so
Spider-Man.
biased.
I have Spider-Man 2 at number 1. The Dark Knight takes number 2. Logan would take number 3. I would have to put Guardians of the Galaxy at 4. The first one. And then I don't know who I could give my top 5 spot to.
I like that list better, but I
I
thought you were about to fucking hit me. If you're about to say Spider-Man 1,
the top 5, my 5th spot would go between Iron Man and the first Captain America movie.
that first Cap movie is great.
I
I
rewatched it the other day
agree
and it's so
with like
good.
most of your list. I would probably just have to put The Dark Knight above, but
Mhm.
I think that you can make the argument for. I guess it depends on what you're like voting for when it comes to
Mhm.
like what gives these movies points.
See, like I'm looking at the list you just sent, IMDb's like top
I
superhero
don't
movie
like it
lists.
an
It is
incredible
an
amount.
this is an this is almost an awful list.
It is the fact that Wonder Woman is at number 3 is crazy.
Yeah, I shouldn't even see that movie on this list, if I'm
Guardian.
being honest.
I mean, I already knew you're gonna be pissed that Spider-Man 2 is number 6.
I mean, honestly, for a list like IMDb to give it its due, it's fine for it to be
Oh
top
wait,
10. But
we haven't even thought about the Supermans with uh
Henry
what's
Cavill,
his name? Yeah, those are great.
yeah, and I see
Deadpool.
1978 Superman. That's crazy that that's on there. Um, I think it's crazy for Watchmen to be on there. It's a good movie, but I don't think it's top
Do you think any of the
20.
X-Men's are in top 10?
I think I think one of the originals should be up there.
But
I
which
think Doctor
one?
Strange should be higher than
Yeah,
15.
I agree.
Um,
Even the second one was like worthy of being voted for.
for I like I
I
told you the
love
other
that
days,
first one though.
Homecoming was my like favorite of Tom Holland's movies, and I think 17 is like a little high for it. Out of like all the movie heroes made, I
I
definitely like
mean,
Captain America: The First Avenger should totally be above that.
it
Ant-Man to be at
wait, they
21.
put
It was
one
a
of
good
the
movie,
so they put
but
the Winter Soldier at 4. Oh, I don't know. That's a good
yeah, they should
argument
swap
too.
them. They should swap those. I think.
Do you
The
That's a
original
great
X
movie
Men.
though. There's not a
Totally
bad Cap movie.
no, I totally agree. But I think that the first one was better than that.
Because Winter Soldier's the one where he goes with like the Black Widow, like kind of like low key underground, and he goes and talks to Zola, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one? Is that the one? And then he fights Bucky, obviously.
Yeah, and then hear me out. Thor Ragnarok at 33, under Iron Man 3,
Yeah, Thor Ragnarok should be higher.
and Black Panther at 34, and Infinity War at the end of the
Endgame's
list
not
at
even on the
35.
list.
Yeah, that's insane.
But I'm trying to figure out which X-Men movie I would put.
I would put probably the first one.
So the very first one where Logan gets
Yeah,
his,
well, it came out in 2000 when it shows him as like a kid with his bone claws, and then
and then it
or wait,
shows
is
him
that
coming out of the.
Origins?
I think it's the one where he's coming
I
out of
think
the
that's
water with
no,
his
that's
claws.
Origins.
Are you sure?
That
I thought
yeah,
that was the first one.
the first one is like where he brings Logan over to the thing, and he ends up fighting with the team, and like he meets Jean Grey, and like he's sleeping, and he
So is this
stabs Jean.
Magneto?
Fuck, it's been so long
Or is
since
the
I've seen
second
it.
one Magneto? Would that be X-Men
I
United?
think it's this. I can't even speak on it because like I'm gonna say something
It's
stupid.
been a minute since I've seen these. But I don't like that they put Ant-Man at 21, especially above like Thor Ragnarok.
I'm gonna come out and say this. Besides the Dark Knight, Logan, Winter Soldier, Avengers, Spider-Man 2, Guardians of the Galaxy. Iron Man's good, the first one, but I don't see it top. Do you see it top 10?
I think they're taking into consideration the way you explained Spider-Man, where it's like without that, we wouldn't have what we have now.
Right, but then they have X-Men Days of Future Past at fucking number 9.
Like, you think that Iron Man should be lower or higher?
I think it should be still top 20, but maybe, well, fuck. It's a good movie.
It is a really good movie.
I would put it like right solid 10. I would
That's
put
the one where he
Superman
like
down
builds
further
that suit
in the
in the
cave,
cave.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
real
without
quick.
Robert Downey, that's not a great movie. Anyway,
I saw this on a clip. I haven't watched any of Ironheart, but I saw this on a clip and I'm going to spoil it for you a little bit. I don't care if you haven't seen it because it fucking horrified me. She goes, not to diss on Tony Stark, but I'm not a billionaire. And I was like, girl, he literally built his first suit in that cave. And like, not
yeah,
to be Obadiah, but he built that shit in a cave.
yeah,
Like
he didn't
he
need to be
he
a billionaire.
literally
He was
he
just
literally
incredible.
built a reverse arc reactor while he was in that cave to keep the stuff out of his chest. And then when he
That
got
movie is so
home,
good. Wait, hold up.
and when he got home, oh my god! And then
I'm still
like
listening.
made the arc. He made the arc reactor. Like I can't believe that someone thought it would be so cool to like write that in.
I just dropped my Iron Man. Hold up. But I mean, like, if we're being honest, though, that is the only Iron Man movie that should be in the list.
Oh,
The
this list
second
is
one,
honestly and this
not
list
great.
honestly kind of sucks ass. I agree that like they have the first Spider-Man at like number 15ish, number 16. I think that's a good spot for the first one. Just because like it does have that early
Well, we
2000s
also need
Sam
to take
Raimi.
into consideration like all the DCU movies too, because this is supposed to be a list with a bunch of DCU movies, but
Hmm.
we are big Marvel heads.
But here's my thing, right? Is The Dark Knight totally deserves its spot. I think Wonder Woman is way too high.
Oh, way too high. I wouldn't even put that
And
in my top
then
10.
I would honestly, if you swap the Dark Knight Rises from number 12 and put that at number 3 instead of that, I would agree with that. And then if
Yeah,
you put Logan down at like number 4, push, and then swapped Captain America to number 5,
but you
and
would
then
swap the caps too, because
mhm,
that one's the Winter Soldier.
yeah.
I don't think I'd put the Avengers that high. I'd put other Avengers movies above that, I think.
I liked Age of Ultron more than I liked this movie.
Really?
But this was still such a good movie. But that's just because like I love there's so many scenes in that movie that are so enjoyable. Like you find out Clint has an actual fucking family.
Well, the
Um
only bad thing about that movie was Ultron.
yeah, they didn't make him the way
They
he
got
should be, like an
Vision,
actual
they got
villain.
Black Widow and Hulk's like love story. What did she always say to him? Like, the sun's getting real low or whatever the
The
fuck.
sun's getting really real low, big guy. Oh, real quick, pause in this conversation. I don't know if you saw, but uh, Toby Maguire, all three of his movies are going back to theaters this year. We have to go.
Oh yeah, I did see that they're doing the re-releases of them. I'll go watch them, but I don't want to fucking see you just get hard in a movie theater.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Oh
But
my
yeah, no,
god.
I'm down. That's like when they, but I'm assuming they're probably gonna re-release them on a fucking Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, or whatever, where I'm not gonna be able to go see them anyway.
That would
Same thing
suck.
with when they did the Star Wars re-release.
Mm-hmm. They are It's not until September though, and they're remastered in 4K, and they're extended cuts. Or no, sorry, just Spider-Man 2 is an extended cut. It's gonna
Were
be September 26th, the 27th, and the 28th.
I don't know what days those land on,
Um,
but we're also not taking into consideration any of the Fantastic Four movies. Would you put any of those on in the top 15?
Silver Surfer was pretty good.
Any of the old Batmans? Any of the old Supermans? The Henry Cavill Supermans? Any of the
That's like
I mean, I'd
I
probably
would
only
need a
put
solid
Christopher's
2
movies.
hours to remake this list.
I'd probably only put the Christopher movies in the top 10. Christopher Nolan
They have
Batman movies.
like literally they have X-Men First Class at 20, X-Men United at 22,
But
and the
they also have like
original X-Men at 23.
Big Hero 6, which I
I'll be
wasn't
so honest
considering.
though. Have you
It
seen
is
that
great.
movie?
It is
It's a
great, but I
fire
wasn't.
movie and it's so
That
good.
wouldn't be on a list of like. I guess I'm only thinking like MCU, DCU movies.
Yeah, but I do think it is weird that they have the 1992 Batman Returns. Not to say it's a bad movie, but like there is better movies. But it's again, it comes
Oh,
back to
that's
the
the
thing of
Danny
like,
DeVito one, right?
yeah, and then it comes back to the thing of like, yeah, it has Michael Keaton and Danny DeVito, but it like
I don't
comes
think
back to
Ant
the
Man
thing
should
of
be on
like,
the list. Do you? You think it should be at
the
21?
only reason I think that the first one should be on the list is because it has fucking Michael Pena in it.
Yeah, I love Michael Pena.
He's such a good actor,
I
dude. He's
love
so
Michael
fucking
Pena.
funny.
Deadpool, I
Um,
think there's an argument for like significance. Like he
I wouldn't
funded
put
that
it in
movie
my.
himself and forced them to take it into the MCU because it was so popular.
I would put it in my top 30 for sure, but I wouldn't put it at
Whoa.
13.
You wouldn't even put it in your top 20
Deadpool,
ever made?
the
I think that
second
movie is
one,
worth it.
or sorry, the third one, I would, but that's also because it has Wolverine in it, and Wolverine is one of my
Oh, wait, you're
favorites.
gonna make the argument that Deadpool 3 is the best Deadpool movie made? Dude, I
It's
think we disagree on a lot.
maybe not the best overall, but because I get the scenes that I've wanted since I was a kid of Deadpool and like Wolverine, like the fact that that was able to happen. That one is a hard bias. I will not lie to you. Like I like when it comes to like ranking most movies, I won't hard bias, like especially with the Spider-Man movies.
Because,
Be-
yeah, I can see
but
your
with
bias
that one,
there.
I will hard bias that one.
Deadpool, the original, was made with like no money, all
Mm-hmm.
by himself because he was the one who wanted to produce that movie because he loved the comics so much. And like
Mm-hmm.
to see what they did with it is great. Like that's significant. I think that's what adds points for me. But I think we might
Mm-hmm.
have to also make a list of like these are the things you need to grade it on
Mm-hmm.
because some of our some of what we put on there is going to be biased.
I think before we make the list as well, we'll have to do a rewatch of most of these. Um, just because like if they're not fresh in the brain, there's so much stuff that you
Yeah.
don't think about if you haven't seen them 100 times.
I need to do some like non-DCU rewatches because I've
Mm-hmm.
seen the MCU 100,000 million times. It's all the other movies that I haven't seen enough to like have a strong opinion on.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
it's been a year or so, a year maybe two since I've watched the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need a refresher. But I also think we should still do the list of like just every movie ever in the since the 2000s. But I think that wraps it up for today unless you have anything else you wanted to talk about. But I
Um,
don't think there's anything else I had brought up today.
no.
Just
Yeah, I
nice
think
simple
that kind of
podcast.
covers everything.
Well, guys, that has been Crossing the Line with Dev. Thank you so much for Jamie on and off the web coming over to help out. And he's probably gonna be on most of the podcasts we do unless he can't for some reason or I can't do it with him for whatever reason. But I do appreciate you joining, and we if not me, we'll see you guys next week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put all of Jamie's socials in the comment or in the description below. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a good week and peace.
Peace.